we are on episode 40.
Woo! They fly by.
And guys, we don't have a ton of questions today, so if you want to throw them in the comment section, we will answer as many as we can. And if we don't have any in the comment section, we will talk forever on one question.
That's right. Absolutely.
We kind of like that too, actually, so we'll take anything we get.
We can do some of the short ones while I hold Hunter.
Let's do it. Okay.
This is purely for attention, for more viewers. This is purely for more viewers. Cute puppiness.
For Monique. Monique. How do you stop/correct puppy from biting? Okay. Well, there's a couple things. So first thing I usually do is I try to see why they're biting. Is it overstimulation? Have they been out of their crate a little bit too long? Another thing I like to use is... Yeah,
he wants to get to Dusty.
Putting on the leash and kind of having a little bit more leverage over your puppy. And one of my favorite... I thought this was the combo. And one of the... I lost my train of thought.
Okay, so you were talking about the leash.
Leash?
And
why? 3-strike rule.
Why is your... Oh, God, your 3-strike rule.
I love the 3-strike rule.
Why is the puppy biting, which I'll elaborate on in a minute. Go do your 3-strike rule.
Okay, so this is more addressing it rather than just explaining why they do it. 3-strike rule. Strike 1 is address it with a no and then a toy redirect. Simply, no, toy, redirect their focus to the toy.
But can I just point out, it's not... No.
Firm.
It's one clear time. Hey.
No.
That's
pretty good.
One clear time, authoritative, that sticks out. And then you get that pause, then you do the redirect. All right, continue on.
Thank you, madam.
You're
I appreciate the explanation.
Welcome.
Redirect, that usually works for about a quarter of puppies. That's kind of like the first thing we do just to see if it is going to work. Strike 2 is a firm no and then a body block. This is spatial pressure. Thank you, Bethany, that's our spatial pressure. Give him spatial pressure. So it basically means a body block, spatial pressure. It's one of the first things most puppies learn from their litter mates, from the mother, which is they push a boundary and that boundary pushes back a little bit. How we do that is no and a slight bump. And then the second that puppy relaxes a step, take a step towards them. Think of it like taking the step that they're standing in. You want to move in and invade that space a little bit.
Claim
space. Thank you.
Yeah.
Such a better explanation. Claim that space, and the minute they back off, ask for that sit, good, and then redirect them away from it. And I don't usually reward right after a sit, because the minute I reward right after a sit, they jump and then sit and expect food. You got to redirect them for a couple seconds or even a minute. No, body block, sit, come, place, down, good,
sit,
pause,
food, yeah.
Treat.
Yeah.
So you're basically redirecting away from the moment and rewarding when they do finally settle. Kind of like how Hunter's going to do in a few minutes when Bethany addresses it.
Okay, so some of the why. He's a little frustrated because he wants down and he's bored. So if he's mouthing, if your puppy is doing like the really soft mouthing, like this, super soft, I would consider that mouthing just because my hand is there and he's teething and it feels good. Like super natural, no big deal. Puppy biting, like with more intent, is different. So I want you to think about movement creates stimulation. So first thing in the morning when your puppy is ready to go after they potty, you need to have food on you and be ready to do a training session right away or put your puppy away. Because when you're walking around the kitchen making coffee and your feet are shuffling, they are prime for biting, okay? And that movement creates stimulation. The puppy's already most excited in the mornings and in the evenings, and so they're gonna go after your feet. So you gotta give them something to do right away, channel all that energy. So be aware of those times that pop up. The other thing is petting creates stimulation, which is what he likes to say all the time, and I use this constantly now. I love it. So I'm not saying don't pet your dog, although we do say that sometimes, but that's not what I'm saying.
Depends on the dog.
It depends on the puppy, yeah. But I'm not saying don't pet your puppy. I'm saying, how are you? Look, if I go for his face, what did he do? He's kissing me, he's wiggling, he's biting my hand because I went for the ear. Now he's looking at Dusty, but I went for the ear, I went for the face. Look, see? Stop doing that with your puppies, people. Stop it. Aren't they teaching you?
They don't want to be pet. They want to be loved. Excuse me. They don't want to be pet. They don't want to be loved. They want to be worked. They want to be trained. Work through the stimulation. Keep going.
That's not what I was going to say, but that is part of it. That's part of it. So if you're getting a lot of biting, really intense biting when you go for the face, then yeah, they want to be worked. But if you get that soft biting that I just got, which escalates, that's because I'm petting them in the face. Stop that. Stop petting your puppies. Oh, see, what's delicious finger. See, it doesn't feel good, but there's not this energy behind it. He actually quieted down. He's teething. So when you pet your puppies, guys, first of all, they need to already be fairly calm. And you need to go for the body and stop doing this, I love you, flat petting. I want you guys to treat it more like a massage. Rub the shoulders, rub the chest. Dogs love scratchies. They love scratchies. Don't do this. Oh yeah, boy. Don't be crazy. Look, his tail. Look, tail. Thump, thump. Look. See what it creates, people. All right. So, shh. Calm down. Nice doggy. I know. Nice doggy. So slow your hands down. Slow your fingers down. Oh, did you guys see that? Rewind the tape. He went to my hand. He was going to do a frustrated mouthing because he wants down. I froze. He got bored. He stopped. I go back to slow pets. Oh, so it's nice and calming, nice and soothing. You can incorporate your handling into that too, which is like inspecting ears and feet and desensitizing them to that. Okay, that's another thing. Sorry. That's my trainer brain going down a rabbit hole. But anyway, petting creates stimulation. So if you're doing this and you think it's nice and slow and your puppy was calm and you still just turn into a machine, or they still turn into a machine to just mouth you to death, then it's what Sparky said, which is they don't want to be pet right now. And I got news for you guys out there. I'm sorry, but there are some cattle dogs out there, some corgis out there, some dachshunds out there right now, only 12 weeks old, that are like, stop being needy people and do something fun with me, because they've got so much drive. At 10, 12 weeks old, sorry, welcome to the breed. Welcome to the true standard of the breed. I just came across the dachshund I talked about last week that at 10 weeks old was poking holes in all of their pant legs. And I was like, oh, that's normal. I got this, no worries. This dog was vicious. It was trying to kill my ankle, kill my pant leg. At 10 weeks old, this dachshund was like I was a badger, trying to kill my ankle. And then Daisy, the border collie, one of my favorite dogs ever, 10 weeks old, hey, soft, sweet, wonderful border collie, like a dream family border collie. Pretty calm, actually. At 10 weeks old, was puncturing the backs of their ankles. Like, no joke, with their tiny little puppy teeth. And this is actually a great calmer version of a border collie, not even the nutty kind. So anyway, I just want you guys to keep that in mind about these dogs. They have instincts, or they're just fussy doodles that want what they want. But they've got these instincts, so you've got to think about how your energy and how you're interacting with them is affecting those instincts. So anyway, was that a tangent? Because the way you're looking at me a few times, you're just like, I'm just gonna let her go. Let's just see how long she talks without stopping.
We have time today.
And if someone would just stop me and intervene, then I could move on.
I'm gonna stop you.
Thank you.
I actually did if you guys remember last week, we had a dog named Artemis, cute little corgi, super sweet. I did their lesson yesterday, and that actually brings me to our third strike. Some dogs, they just can't settle down. Artemis is one of those dogs.
I didn't even let you get to your third strike.
I was trying to work it back in there.
Sorry.
That was gonna be my interruption.
So we'll go back to what Sparky was trying to explain earlier, which is the 3-strike rule, and Bethany only let him get to 2. There's a third.
There are times where dogs just cannot settle down. Let's take Hunter, for example. Let's say we did our redirect, which she has. Those little nudges is kind of a redirect. The spatial pressure, the hey, settle down. That's addressing the moment. Still not settling. If you cannot get a puppy to settle, you've been doing it for 10, 15 minutes. You're probably frustrated even at this point. Take a deep breath. Don't tell your puppy no. Just calmly pick them up and put them in their crate.
Or better, put a leash on the puppy and walk them to their crate.
Oh, I like that actually, because carrying your puppy is not a natural feeling for most dogs.
Yeah.
They live on the ground, not in arms when they're out in the wild. It's weird reference, but I'll take it. But sometimes they just need a rest. They just need a break. They just need to go to sleep. And how do we think? We're like, oh yeah, that's a timeout. But your puppy doesn't interpret it as that. Your puppy interprets it with how your energy is given. If I'm like, bad dog, no, I put them in the crate. They're like, whoa, that was scary. And I don't think I like that. And maybe they'll bark more. Maybe they'll resist going in. Maybe you'll have a negative association to that crate. Because I know you're all saying to yourself, crate should never be a punishment.
And you're
it's
right.
not.
And you're right.
Exactly. It's not. It's all about how you use the crate. Deep breath, calm that frustrated energy, calmly pick them up or leash.
Or leash, yeah, if they're old enough, leash.
Put them in the crate, close it, lock it, cover it with the towel, put it on your noise machine, and walk away. And the crate should also be in a different room, not in your main living area.
I would just like to say that the combination of your firm hay that you did earlier with me doing a little bit of that, I did it at this right before or at the same time, this is the most settled he's been. So we're not running around yelling at our dogs. It's just a very clear, hey, pause, good, come here, good. And just really like lower that energy. You can even be motivating, but still be authoritative. And authoritative or firmness, however you want to say it, can be very calming to a dog. But not if you're like maybe someone in your family, my mom, it runs around yelling all the time. That's not what we're saying. There's a point that you hit where you're just like, no, good, come, good. And it has you're getting their attention and it has a calming effect. We're not talking about running around the house yelling, no, puppy, come, hey, stop that. No, that's not what we mean. So please keep that in mind too. It really is about the pausing, the freezing your body language, because remember, movement creates stimulation to further settle.
Correct, redirect, reward. Correct the frustration with that firm no, redirect with your command, reward with food when they are settled and showing you focus.
Yeah.
Which might be a minute or two after the initial no.
Yeah.
I have to work them through it.
Yep.
Wow, that was good. That was fun. All right.
Coming in live too.
Woohoo!
Yeah, let's do it. Can we do the questions?
Yeah,
Who's
let's
probably relating
let's
to
do
this?
a question. Actually, do one more, and then I finally got this
You're
to
gonna
come
read
up.
it?
Yeah,
Cool.
finally I got it to come up.
Mika, my dog has regressed and started having accidents again. What do I do? Super common. Very, 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 very common. Revert back to your initial structure schedule. So if you've gone up to maybe 3 hours in the crate and then an hour and a half of free time outside the crate, when I get regression, I go back to them having a leash on all the time out of the crate. Either me holding that leash, tying it to my hip, or using a playpen to contain them in certain areas, which I know older dogs maybe, I don't have an age, but I'm assuming probably about, can we
Yeah,
put him
yeah.
back? I think we hit our cap with him.
He's hit his level.
But yeah, I think you got to regress a little bit on the structure that you're doing. As dogs get older and they're doing better, we tend to give them a little bit more freedom, which is totally fine to anyone listening to this and your dog is doing good. However, when you get regression, go back to a tighter, stricter schedule, and that regression will usually kind of go back to what you're getting.
Super common.
Yeah, very
Everyone's
common.
like, woohoo, I'm doing good. Now I can relax. And puppy's like,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm guessing you probably took your puppy off the leash too, give them a little bit more freedom in certain rooms, maybe even access to the backyard whenever they want to go through a doggy door. No more. Regress or revert, and then that regression will stop.
Every accident is a new habit forming. So even if it's not your puppy's fault, they don't deserve to be yelled at or anything like that, but they pee on the carpet and then a week later they drink a lot of water, which you didn't notice because maybe you started leaving water out, and 15 minutes later they had an accident on the carpet and they're like, hey, mom seems upset, but I've gone on this rug a couple times now, so now that's my second option. And then if it happens too many times, it becomes the first option.
Let me know if you agree with
habit.
this. Let me know if you agree with this.
Oh, Lord.
I think 2 to 3 times it creates an issue, but it can easily fix. Maybe 4 to 6 times it creates more of a problem, and then over 8, 9, 10 times that's a habit, and habits take a lot longer to break.
Totally disagree. Totally disagree. I have seen puppies poop in one spot twice in a row, and now they gun for it every time they need to poop.
I don't know, I disagree.
2 times. I think it depends
Pooping
on
is
the
a little bit
dog.
different, yeah.
You cannot have an absolute. Every dog is so different. How quickly they pick up on patterns, how sensitive they are to their surroundings, to emotion, to if there's kids in the house, they're honestly more likely to hide and go have accidents. No joke, because the kids create stimulation, and so they might develop patterns much faster. Different breeds are just gonna be different personalities.
I love my absolutes.
There are no absolutes.
What happened to your questions? What
dealing
happened to
with
this?
animals. Okay, so apparently I have to be. Way to redirect me. Yeah, don't think I didn't notice
You have
that.
your job first.
Don't think
right?
I didn't
Take care of
notice
job.
that redirection. It says that I have to request to be allowed in, and so I requested, and it won't let me see the comments.
Can we just read them off of this?
Yeah, will you just read them?
Yes. My puppy is 9 months old. He just started barking on walks when we pass dogs, cars, or people. He sounds aggressive, but tail is wagging the whole time. I tried turning him away, but nothing's working.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, there's one part of this I gotta say because I love this because
The tail wagging.
I love it. Okay, everybody, I have something that's going to shock some of you. The dog's tail wagging does not mean they're excited or happy. I have been bitten by dogs. Not puppies. Well, maybe some puppies.
I've probably been bit by more dogs with tails wagging than not.
With tails wagging because it's arousal. That's all it is. And there's different levels of arousal. And then there's different breeds. You might get an Akita or a Shiba Inu or something. Their tail is up all the time. So what you're looking at is how stiff it is, how rapid it is, like a rattlesnake, or if it's a slow wag, or if it even wags at all. Sometimes they just wag their butts. And so there's even different breeds that factor in to what the tail means. But just at the root of it, the only thing that the tail means is arousal. Now there's some differences if it sees prey. Sometimes you get more stiffness than tail wagging, but just understand that, everybody, is that lots of dogs see a dog, it amps them up, they get territorial, they get frustrated, it's arousal, so their tail is wagging. So they'd be just as likely to run over there and bite the dog as they would to lick it in the face and say hi. It can be really hard to tell.
So that was our animal behaviorisms, but now let's give you guys some
Yeah, would you like
solutions.
some help on what to actually do?
Some solutions.
I love when people say that about the tail because we hear that all the time. So many people say that. I don't understand because the tail is wagging.
Honestly, some new trainers don't even understand that. I think that's
Don't get me started on that.
That's an animal behaviors type thing. So we noticed that because that's one of the first